So we live in a time that many scholars call the age of information, and that's due to the rapid advancements, the dazzling new technologies in communication that we've seen over the last several decades. But I think it would be fair to say that we're also living in a time we might call the age of disinformation. As you might have noticed, our society and our world at large is struggling right now with disinformation. We're inundated every day with many messages, and much of that information is bad information. We're seeing, for example, deliberate disinformation campaigns from hostile foreign nations and other bad actors. We're seeing propaganda campaigns being led by special interest groups. We're seeing lies from the highest levels of government to your uncle on social media. And we're also dealing with lots of commercial messages from corporations that are trying to sell us products or tell us we have some need we didn't realize we had before. Social media influencers making exaggerated and baseless claims. We're also seeing artificially intelligent generated information, some of it unthinkingly shared without any verification, and that leads to potentially some harm in our society. All of these things are a risk to a self-governed society. And so this assignment is all about confronting this problem and offering a solution, right? Which is the skills to, as the assignment title down here suggests, clearly convey quality information. We have in our time what's called the democratization of information, primarily through the internet and social media. We have a proliferation, of sources. All of us can become sources of information who can publish that information, share that information with publics, and that has some important benefits. It empowers us all as individuals in society. It allows us to have some say in the agendas of the day that we're focused on, but it also comes with some grave downsides as the standards and quality of information that's being shared has certainly been diminished, along with the trust that we have in certain major institutions who in history have acted as the gatekeepers of good information, and we could trust them for that. So we're seeing people begin to question, for example, government agencies. We are in a time where an agency like the CDC is at odds with the respected scientific organizations that make health recommendations. So we have a reason to kind of question some of the information that's coming from our government. And we're seeing the spreading of course, baseless lies through social media from people who are not experts. So I think this assignment and the skills that we will be focused on are crucial to the healthy functioning of our society. And I hope that you take from this that you have a motivation to become a better consumer of information, a person who's better able to evaluate sources of information, and also ultimately someone who is trustworthy when sharing and conveying quality information. So before we continue on with this series of videos, which is going to highlight some of the key aspects of this assignment, I do want to point you to the assignment prompt, which is over here and can be seen here. And it was in a previous module page. Make sure you've downloaded this document, and maybe between this video and the next video, make sure you closely read this document. It's going to give you all kinds of important information about the assignment description, the general purpose, the audience and situation that we're imagining this is taking place, the time, the supporting materials, organization, outlining, informational style, your use of note cards, delivery, and recording, and then of course it has the rubric there for you as well. So we're going to pick up with a slideshow that's going to highlight some of the key aspects of this assignment. But in the meantime, make sure you download and read that prompt. Thank you.